Hello you guys, I'm out here at Yorktown Beach. Did a little video on what happened in 1979. And look, you can see I rode my scooter out here, my 2023 Harley Davidson Heritage Anniversary Edition. Y'all get tired of hearing that yet? Okay, my first one's going to be about Margaret Thatcher. Have you ever heard of her? Y'all remember her? She's the first Prime Minister of the UK. I think she did a fairly good job. Complaints. Might be some complaints. What do you guys out there think? Some of you guys out there from UK. What do you think about Margaret Thatcher? So one of her famous saying was, socialism is great until you run out of other people's money. So they'll tell you socialism sucks. Everybody looking for a freaking free ride from someone else's back. That's what people are trying to do in here in the United States. A lot of socialism sort of going on here, and it don't work too good. Don't really work good at all, to tell you the truth. And hadn't worked good in other countries. Watched it work here, but anyhow, people do it all over the world. And you go to communism. What does that do for you? You got people in communism states, countries that they still have slavery there. People treat it like crap and kill them up and stuff. You know how that goes, guys. That's not good. Don't want no communism or socialism in my country. You got that guy up in New York City. Whew, can't believe they voted for him. Okay, another thing happened in 1979 was Soviet Union, Russia, invaded Afghanistan. Now I don't know the reason why they invaded it, but I know they didn't work out too good. Afghanistan is a rough country to take over. I know the United States went in there and they had a rough time. You think they would learn from the Soviet Union? Lost a lot of men, lost a lot of money, all that kind of crap. I guess you look at what they're doing now, and yep, they're not good, doing good. I got over here a little bit in the shade. I'm under this picnic area right here, sitting on a picnic table. It's a lot cooler. It's getting hot out there today. Like I told you, that's York's River over there, out there, and that's Gloucester over there, and that's the Coleman Bridge. If y'all can see that, I'll do a little better in a little while on that. Hold on, guys. Okay, another thing that happened in 1979 was Iran thugs went there and raided the Russian, the American embassy, and it held I don't know, about 50 some. They went in and held our embassy workers hostage, and it lasted for over a year. We had a president. Wasn't too good, Jimmy Carter, back in those days. He was a good old guy, but he went with the crap as a president. Anyhow, they got the hostages, held them off, and I think Jimmy Carter had to keep giving them different deals to let the people go. Which I don't know what you could have done different any better, but I know that Carter wasn't a very good president. So that went over for over a year. Okay. Messed up my camera there a little bit, so I'll go back to 3 Mile Island. It's the worst incident in American history of a power plant, and a pressure relief valve failed to close, and that's what caused the incident. So if they had more safety devices, fail-safes in there to check something like that, that probably wouldn't happen. I'm sure they learned a lot of lessons from it, but they're not really building no power plants anymore, or nuclear power plants. But I think they should build some more. Just have more safety precautions and safety equipment set up so it will detect if something went wrong before it does any damage. So that's what I think they ought to do anyhow. Who am I though, right? Okay, in 1979 too, China ordered no more than 1 child in a family. So if you had more than 1 child, you got in big trouble, went to jail, fines, and all kind of stuff. So that was the deal on China in 1979. I think they've changed the rules now somewhat on the 1 child. I don't know what it is, but I think you can have more than 1 or something, because I think the population had come down a lot. They had to have a lot. They were popping kids out right and left. So that's why they put that rule up, 1 child. But I think now it's kind of evened itself out. So I'm not exactly how many kids you can have or what you got to do to have another kid more than 1. I don't know. I think 1's plenty enough anyhow. Who am I though? Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. All right, 1979, we had the personal computers came out. I mean, Apple put them out, and the world's sure changed since then. There's a lot of stuff you can look up on the computer, you can do on the computer that you couldn't do before. Now it's coming up. We didn't have no computers and stuff. And I don't know, something the AI stuff I'm not so keen about. That's I'm not sure, I think they're going too far with the AI stuff, robots and stuff like that. I don't care for that. What could come about? It might not come up in my lifetime, but it might take over the freaking world. What's your opinion, guys? What's your opinion? All right, I walked over here under this tree here. It's a lot cooler. Feels good. Breeze, nice breeze going. It's not hot at all, right? I mean, it feels very good right here, right in the sun. Kind of miserable. So anyhow, see what I got on the agenda here. 1979, the handheld cassette player. Half y'all probably know what a cassette player is. You got so much technology now that outdid the cassette player. But it was the first one that came out, the handheld one. You had the big ones to carry around like a big boom box or something like that. But the first one, the handheld one, the small one, come out and was $200. Yep, that was back in the day, the 79. Back in that day. All right, something good to come out that y'all don't know nothing about probably. Half of you don't. Smallpox was eliminated. They made a vaccine or something to get rid of the virus, and I don't think you didn't have to get the shot anymore. No, we got shots years ago to keep from getting it. Now you don't even have to do that because it's so eliminated. Okay, let's see what else we got happening in 1979. Was span over here a little bit. Happy Meal came out from McDonald's. What do you think about that? The Happy Meal. I guess they still got them for kids. I know that was a great thing for the kids. They got their own little meal, a little small meal, not like adult meal or nothing. But that was the deal on that. Okay, another thing happened under your president, Mr. Carter, Jimmy Carter, the good old boy from Georgia. Interest rate went from 11, which is pretty freaking high, to 20% interest rate. You imagine buying a house now, and the interest rate was 20%. I'm sure, after it came back down, people refinance, but there weren't many houses sold. A lot of stuff wasn't sold on it, and you got the interest rate that high. That's pretty outright there. Pretty outrageous, that is. All right, another thing happened in 1979 was Iran, which is our favorite country right now, canceled all oil contracts with the U.S. oil companies. Now that wouldn't make a shit right now because we got more oil than anybody in the world does. We got plenty of oil. Just for some reason they can't. Ours is still high like everybody else's is because of the war over there. They don't want to give up. Iran doesn't. And you would think they would cut their tail and the people with the money and get the hell out of there because they got money stashed away somewhere. I'm talking about nowadays right now, and I'm talking about 78. But yeah, you'd think they would take some money and get out of there. I guess they like the power though. They like control stuff, but they're not going to come out in the end. They're not going to win one way or another, but it might cause Trump to lose some midterm elections, and might cause Vance not to get in there in 28. So anyhow, that's guess what they're trying to hope that the liberal press here in the United States will force Trump into giving them something. They don't want to give up the nuclear. Daggone well they need to give up the nuclear stuff. They've been saying it for 20-some years. A lot of presidents, like 4 or 5 or 6 presidents said we need to get rid of it, but nobody did anything. So what does Trump does? He goes in there and balls to the wall and try to take over. And this type of people are not easy to take over. They sure aren't. I know, of course, they don't care about their people either. All they care about is themselves. They care about power and the money. They've already killed thousands of their own people over there, so you know that. I talked about that before. But there's some awful people over there, and they stole the country. Well, a lot of countries have been stolen before, maybe even ours too. But a lot of people, that country was stolen from a halfway decent prime minister or whatever you want to call them, and they come over there and stole it. And they can control a lot of stuff. They can control that pass through there where the oil goes through. And that shouldn't be doing that either. It doesn't belong to them, but they control it. Anyhow, folks, we're getting close to the end. And I want to, y'all appreciate y'all stopping by. And I was going to say, I'm going to say this little story. My wife's sometimes go through channels just messing around on TV. She's come across this lady that she's got a bus and she travels around different woods and pretend like pretend like she's looking for Bigfoot or something spooky in the woods. And I passed through there and they had like 4,700 views. There's nothing. She never finds anything. She just says she's looking, and it's like she's talking to somebody out in the woods and stuff. They don't have this crap going on. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of. And no, I'm not watching it. I make fun of my wife for watching. I said, anybody who watches that is cuckoo, as she is. But anyhow, she's got all kinds of subscribers and she makes money. But I can't understand my little piddly couple hundred views or something at the most. Well, on my shorts I get a lot, but on my regular views, not so much. And that lady there, what the heck has she got people looking in the woods with a flashlight? All right, guys, tell me what you think about that. Let me know if you watched to the end. Say yes. That showed me you watched to the end. Y'all have a good day. Later.